Minionworks presents Troublesome Times in Tumbleson County.
Tackle in the tackle mighty loud, played a little league and walk mighty proud.
Listening to AM 72 WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County. I'm Henry Blackwood, and that was Cluck Old Hen by Fiddlin' Power and Family. We're coming up pretty close to sign-off time here at 10 minutes to 10 o'clock. I'd say it's a calm, cool 64 degrees outside right now, but that'd only be about half right. It would appear that the rumors of the commotion taking place downtown this evening are more than just rumors. There's apparently been some kind of explosion down near the Hotel Masada, though exactly what has happened isn't quite clear. Word has it that Gabby Anderson was heard screaming about a bunch of frogs falling from the sky and landing on the tin roof of Parsons General. However, Sheriff Ferguson was on the scene and was quick to dispute Gabby's account by saying, and I quote, "Don't believe a word coming out of that old bastard's mouth. This wouldn't be the first time Gabby has been caught stumbling through town drunk on shine after reading through Exodus." Now, folks, I'll be honest, frogs falling from the sky does sound a bit far-fetched, though at the rate things are going around our fair county, we're likely to see frogs rain down on us before water, but there is, as I alluded to before, a right lack of calm out there tonight. Something is stirring out there, listeners. I can feel its presence, waiting for just the right opportunity to pounce from out of the shadows and claim an unsuspecting victim. Hell, for all I know, it's already happened, and if it has, well, I hope God has mercy on his or her soul and that their kin are taking the appropriate precautions from letting it get worse.
There's a sound of glass breaking as the sheet shreds and the mirror explodes outward.
I chucked the bottle of light bulbs into the mirror.
Oh, I'm sure no bad can come from that.
It seems like a good idea at the time. I do it.
It's a flurry of vitreous humor, eyeballs, glass, and
It's the world's worst.
And a Confederate jacket.
So he's in the cellar, right?
He's in the cellar, yeah.
Right.
You guys hear all this commotion happening?
It's the world's worst cataract.
The roughest cataract surgery.
The two of us are screaming for you to get out of the fucking cellar.
All right, so I'm looking at the agent and going, all right, let's go find out what the hell they're bitching about.
Take two harm as it suddenly all settles down.
That's not good.
With the sharp crack of broken porcelain.
Okay.
Where was their porcelain?
You're not down in the basement.
Oh,
you have no idea. But yeah.
It's a turlet monster.
Apparently the Taggarts don't take care of their septic system very well.
So I'll walk up to the cellar entrance.
What aren't you seeing? Where was Bayard before he came home to Warsh?
Probably in the wrong side of town.
Yeah.
And also, you haven't necessarily done the full autopsy on his innards.
Okay. Well, I didn't think there was anything left in his innards.
Depends on where you look.
They're now his outers, but
you haven't necessarily.
They're in the third sack.
It's the sack marked miscellaneous.
because of the song,
Chitlins.
Bobby Jack knows all the bones, but all this viscera.
Do I need to be inside the house to use the sight to see the invisible, to see what's going on down there?
To get more specifics, yes.
All right.
So you and I have left the washroom.
What are you doing?
We made our way to the
Yeah, we're at the cellar entrance.
We're at the cellar entrance. Okay, so we see broken mirror and shit flying everywhere, and a bunch of loose eyeballs rolling around the floor.
No, where's the cellar entrance? Is the cellar entrance outside?
Okay. What?
Is the cellar entrance outside or inside the house?
There's a storm door.
Are they at the storm door?
Yeah.
So I'm looking in the storm door. Can I use the sight there?
Yeah.
Well, they're probably on the inside. There's like a storm door and then like a door inside the house.
Yeah.
Because they probably came down from
I
the
would say
washroom.
we're going to be from the
So
yeah, because
so
you guys
you'd
were
be
inside
outside
the
of the washroom, and then you guys would be inside at the top of the staircase.
How
Right.
subterranean would we say the cellar is?
It's actually a root cellar for preservatives. So it's not what I wouldn't describe it as very deep.
Preserving eyeball spray.
That's a goddamn shame.
Oh no!
Don't you dare! Bobby Jack, you come up here this moment.
God damn it, Simon, is that your solution to everything?
Bobby, he is about to blow that cellar to Kingdom Come. Get out of there.
It's how the government fixes everything, man.
Yeah.
That's just science.
Simon says, "Duck and cover."
Bobby, he's about to blow that cellar out. Get out.
So I'm taking out the pins, but I haven't released the clips. So I'm like,
We'll have the
hey,
person
Bobby
solve
Jack,
Just get out of the cellar.
you
Bobby Jack?
still alive down there?
You notice that the plate has been knocked off the pine box, and the lid is open.
Okay.
No, Bobby Jack's fucked. Let's get out of here.
Bobby Jack, get up
Have
here.
the contents of the plate been spilled, or
Yeah, they've been spilled. It's been overturned. One thing you notice is like it's open. The stuff is still in the box, but he wasn't that pink, and you realize that his skin has been crawled away.
I'm looking around for the skin.
Better put that back.
Bobby, get up here.
I'll be up as soon as I get the skin.
Sorry,
Bobby Jack, you get up here. You leave
God
that
damn it,
thing
you
alone.
retard! Get the hell out of that cellar!
You take your time, buddy.
Bobby Jack, he's going to blow you up.
No,
You're just waiting for him?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him.
Bobby Jack, you leave that skin alone and get up here.
Simon's about to send down the fires of hell. Get up here!
So dropping the shotgun, and opening up the lantern as like wide as I can, casting it around. Do I see? Do I roll like sharp or something to try to?
Yeah, roll me 2d6 plus sharp.
So Baynard's turning to beef jerky. Is that what we're saying?
That's only a 5.
Oh no.
So I assume I don't see any sign of the skin.
You're like looking and you're looking, and you hear and then something sharp and shiny is the last thing you see. Take 2 harm, and you're blinded for the moment. And something goes from right to left.
Okay.
Do we hear anything?
I don't know. Does Bobby Jack cry out, or does he no-sell it like fucking champ?
Even I cry out, odd, I no-sell it like a fucking champ. Even I go, my eyes.
Hell.
You guys are at the stairs, right? And y'all are at the
Storm door.
Storm door. Even storm door. Odd stairs. Stairs like the like the slinky of the damned. You see a combination of mirror shards, diced eyeballs, and Bayard's skin, coiling rapid fire like rubber band alien up the stairs at you.
Right.
You see Bayard's screaming face stretched across it. It's covered in blood, and you notice one of those eyes that's Bobby Jack's eye. It looks at you with its dumb cow look.
All right, here's what I would like to do, if possible.
Yeah.
I would like to appeal to a bunch of the Taggart eyeballs and say, something's trying to take your kinfolk's skin. Help me see it.
That's fucking brilliant.
Throw it. Yeah.
Is that the power of heart? When fighting a monster, if you help somebody, I don't have to roll. I can automatically succeed as if I roll
If
a 10?
somebody else is going to fight this skin coil, then yes. Is anybody going to attack the skin coil?
I'm pretty sure if there's a big bag of skin balling up the stairs towards the both of us, either it's getting a grenade or it's getting a bullet. So
Is it getting a grenade or a bullet, boys?
it's probably gonna get both, I would imagine, at this point.
So yes.
Your sight is itching. Your third eye is itching like crazy. Do you open it up or not?
Let's open it up.
All right, throw.
I'm just gonna stand back and wait.
So who's shooting?
I'm firing into it.
Okay.
Does it have an orifice, or is it all just like a fucked up like Twizzler?
It's the most fucked
8.
up Twizzler. 8.
Well, because I'm trying to save the skin and keep it from being taken by the haint.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so you're gonna have +1 to them kicking ass.
Okay, then that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and shove a grenade into the folds.
Okay, got it. Throw. You'll aid both of them. As your appeal transmitted etherically through your dumb cow eye that has been taken and added to the conglomerate, appeals to their kin-sided selves, and it stalls briefly, which gives them an opportunity to.
It gets all 6 unloaded into it.
All right.
That was a 10.
Same 10. I'm gonna inflict terrible harm.
And
with a grenade.
I'm gonna do the same thing. So
all right. So it's bounding up. It coils. He's shooting it, which kills its momentum, and then you spike it with a grenade back down the stairs.
I mean, I will have done 3 harm to it.
Right, and it explodes horribly. When you open your sight, right? Blar giblets!
I'm gonna regret doing this in about 2 milliseconds.
I have such a headache.
What could go wrong?
Hey, all I know is I didn't see that coming.
Your third eye.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I might straight up collapse.
1 point for me.
Yeah, sure, a point. Whatever, to whatever, yeah, you get a point. Whatever that means. Jeremy?
Yes, sir?
She sees the haint that stole the skin, that extruded a part of itself through that mirror.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like?
Well, it's got a mouth like a lamprey with worms dripping out of it, and this thick kind of rubbery skin that doesn't look like human skin. Obviously, it's just like this big lumpy.
Am I looking at Ferguson?
Almost scar tissue look to its body.
It's like a mollusk lich demon-y thing.
Okay.
It's got 4 pairs of tiny little T-Rex arms that each end in 2-pronged claws.
Oh, this is delightful.
So yeah, that's what you
Guy
see.
Davis.
Yes, absolutely.
I imagine that I'm screaming.
You've seen some shit, but this.
This is a whole nother level of shit. I imagine.
How do you think I feel? I have to walk home through these woods alone.
You got Sweetie? Oh, she's back at the bookshop.
We'll take care of you.
No, Sweetie's in the barn here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I genuinely don't know what I do.
All right. So Zenobia, you see.
I probably. I
you
imagine
collapse?
I collapse to my knees and just I'm trying to cover. I'm ineffectively covering my eyes, trying to.
You're covering the wrong eyes. You're covering your eyes, but you're still seeing out of the third eye.
Yeah, I'm like.
You see blood trickling down from her forehead as she covers her eyes, screaming. You see 100 little prehensile feelers on the backs of your hands, and then running itself around the rim of your third eye, and then a shooting migraine pain.
Yeah, so I'm screaming in pain.
So, you have a thing that detects a malign spiritual presence. What is it? Because it's going fucking nuts.
Her common sense is tingling.
Something not right is going on.
Do you have a canary's egg, trapped in amber, and it breaks and a chick pops out? I don't know.
I am gonna go with my. I have a bell on my door, so I have a little silver bell.
All right, yeah, that's ringing.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah, like
Danger,
fucking
motherfucker.
crazy.
In her or near us? Just stab her in the eye.
Yes?
Yeah. Simon, Bobby Jack, and
Gesundheit.
Horace, excuse me.
Yep.
That thing, Bayard's skin is shredded.
Yep.
One of the other things you notice is that his body, while moist, there's no blood left in it. When you guys go down there, there's little bits of everything all over the place, but there's not like a large enough semblance for any use.
And you hear me screaming.
You notice that Bobby Jack has lost an eye.
Do we still hear music?
Can you hear it over my screaming?
You can hear it as an eerie backdrop until Papa Taggart unloads both barrels into it and it shatters. One of the things that y'all notice that's weird is where the antenna is. There's actually a jawbone. A human jawbone is wired into it.
That's great.
I don't know. Maybe this dude
Alright.
deserves this huge shit.
I'm gonna.
I don't deserve this!
No, you don't. I know that you don't.
You know the Taggarts used to be the good enoughs.
I sure do.
Alright.
I think at that point,
God damn it.
I'm gonna grab Bobby Jack by the wrist and I'm gonna start pulling him back out of the cellar via the outer entrance to go back out to where the women are.
Alright. Bobby Jack has a horrible scar, or not scar, but a gash running from here to here. It looks like it got in real deep and then deflected up off the bone. And his big old nose bone that's been broken and reset several times because he's been running into posts after being attacked by laundry. Probably saved his other eye.
Okay.
All that's left there is like a hollow with like the back part of the nerve and stuff. It's
Bobby
weeping
Jack.
blood, tears, and vitreous humor.
I don't know how you done it, but I knows you done it.
Can I help her?
Yeah.
How do I help her? Act under pressure.
I said, Sheriff, grab my eye.
What?
I just grab a handful.
Marketing 2020.
That one looks dumb.
Damn it, I don't get a mark experience. I wasn't able to stop it. I tried, but
With a couple eyeballs in my pockets.
You're working to help her.
I'm
Right?
holding them
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I'm
No, that one's not right. No, that one's too big.
What can I do?
Bobby
I
Jack.
don't think that one's human.
What color were your eyes again?
Banish a curse, I guess?
Yes. That's what you're doing.
Okay. I got my fancy silver bill, my juju bag. I read about this sort of thing, so...
Yeah.
Sharp?
Yep. That's sure.
Please be high. 10?
You feel she pulls out a conjure bag surreptitiously because the preacher's there. Do a quick root working, and you pull
I
that
slapped that sucker on her forehead.
right, and she sneezes, and covered in blood, mucus, and or blood and mucus is a leech.
Oh no.
Ah, that came out of me. Oh god.
Gross.
Am I out of pain?
Yeah, you're suddenly like the migraine, like you sneezed it out. You sneezed
I
whatever hex was
throw
put on
that
you
leech
by
far.
some sort of leech from whatever
That leech is
drinker of
gone.
wounds that happens to haunt this chunk of swamp.
I fling that little fucking leech. I'm like, bye.
Yeah, sure.
Can my juju bag do 1 harm?
Yeah.
For fun magic?
Yeah.
Because she flew the leech?
Yep.
Can it... Is dead now?
The leech is dead, yeah.
Yay!
I was going to fire at it in midair.
like skeet shooting?
Pull! All right, so we come up out of the cellar with what's left of the skin.
There's just scraps of ribbons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're basically like scooching those into the bag of remains. The ever moistening and shrinking bag of remains. And the sheriff's got a handful of eyeballs. Hopefully he found mine.
It's all viscera. It's all slush.
If I roll a 12, I got yours. That's a no.
Your eyeball was too dumb to be disintegrated.
Oh, we'll pick out another nice one then.
I was just taking eyeballs and holding them up to the gash. And
There's one that's purple.
What kind of medic do I need to either give him a nice cool pat, or stick an eyeball in there and see what happens?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Sure, roll it.
What's the worst that could go wrong?
You want use magic or medic?
You are watching them walk out as Agent Simon goes.
Yeah.
So medic.
Bobby Jack!
Try that one. It looks about the closest.
Yeah. 8.
I have the most utterly horrified look on my face.
It may or may not be a barbel.
8 for a medic, which it heals 2.
I don't know. Can I help him?
Yeah, that'll heal 2 harm.
What are you doing, Simon?
It's okay. He said he's a doctor.
He's not a doctor!
I mean, not a medical kind of doctor.
Bobby Jack, why did you let this agent do strange shit to your
And then I slammed the eyeball into his face, and I'm like, not the other kind of doctor either.
Look, for what it's worth, he's more than a doctor than I am.
You don't be slamming eyeballs into my cousin's face, neither!
Well, I was down one.
I have the authority to do so.
You don't have the ability!
You can barely keep your own fucking pants on your body, Ferguson.
If you ever want a piece of crumb cake again, you will be doing no such thing.
The good people of this parish have given me the power to shove eyeballs into whoever I see fit.
Damn straight.
This county, sir, you are on the eastern side of that river. You're gonna have to eye patch it.
Alright.
The what? I'm sorry.
I make you an eye patch out of other stuff.
Yeah, because all this is torn up.
make it out of Bayard skin.
All right.
Yeah, an eye patch made of, you can totally have an eye patch made of Bayard skin.
No.
An eye for
Bobby Jack, don't you dare.
an eye for an eye, a scrotum for a scrotum.
No, that ain't how that works. That'd be cursed. That'd be hoodoo nonsense. Don't you be putting some boy skin on your face.
No, I there's some cloth left over from the Confederate jacket. I'd go ahead and make him one out of that.
Sure. It's a viscera soaked gray.
I was just like
We give the.
There you go.
We give the squelchy bag of Bayard to the Taggarts and say we saved everything we could.
We're sorry for your loss.
I point to my ruined face and say we did our best.
Yeah.
If she yells at my cousin, there's going to be hell to pay. I will rain hellfire down on this house.
Do you want me to go?
I know, Bobby Jack, your heart was in the right place, but unfortunately, I fear that there is a worm of sin in your heart somewhere, and I appreciate you trying your damnedest, but it's that goddamn Ferguson stepping foot on my property within the 3 days, and I do not give 2 damns whatever Bayard did to deserve his death. We did not deserve whatever just fucking happened.
Well, a monster came out of the mirror, and that was already down there.
A what?
Who didn't turn over the mirror? Ma, who did not turn up that bit? And they start fighting.
What mirror?
It's traditional that when somebody dies, somebody sits with the corpse for 3 days to make sure to keep away any haints. They can't go to sleep because dark things that are without skin will try to steal it.
It came out of the mirror because they forgot to
cover the mirror.
You're supposed to cover all mirrors.
Because the mirror is a inverse a gate to the inverse world of spirits.
So I guess we stagger away while they're arguing.
Yeah.
Within 3 days of what?
All of us just start going.
I nail one of the eyes to the tree.
We go get Sweetie and start making our way back towards town.
Yeah. Just pop right
I get my car and start doing some donuts in the yard. I hit my horn, which when I got down here, I had converted to a
drunk driving.
Your horn should probably play Yankee Doodle.
Yeah.
All right.
So I had sort of a rough night. I don't know about y'all. My eye hole hurts.
Bobby Jack, be glad that's the only hole that hurts right now.
I guess I'm gonna have to go get one of them glass eyes.
Y'all want to ride back to town?
Well, Sweetie and me don't live that far.
I will certainly take you up on a ride back to town.
Maybe after church tomorrow, we can all meet up and talk about all this, because at the risk of sounding alarmist, I think something ain't quite right in town.
You are too right. right.
That's some fine police
Bobby
work
Jack.
there, Bobby Jack. Yeah, I have a bed and some
I will
bread.
see your ass in church.
I have a bread.
Sheriff.
I have a bed and some bread with my name on it. So.
Do you just have like the never-ending order of desserts?
So my sweet
Sheriff
sweet
needs
van
watches
is
that
actually a
sense of
converted World War II or World War I ambulance.
Right.
So it's got still like the cot kind of bed things to them, but it's shag carpeting. Like I've converted
Like
it.
a British ambulance?
Yeah, so it's kind of a love nest / ambulance in a weird sort of way.
You are so gross, Agent Gray.
I don't know.
Yet I am intrigued.
What one man's gross is another man's practical.
Hey! This is a government vehicle.
This is government sex.
I can see why you left.
Strictly
Everybody owes 15%.
I'm afraid you'll have to fill out these forms after I finish porking you.
Non-disclosure. So, my friend here and I, Sam, we're gonna
Go to bed.
once they're the
Who are
two
they
of
now?
these guys, wise guys, they're away doing whatever it is they do.
Bobby Jack might be going home and
We're
going to bed.
gonna I want to try and clean his eye hole, maybe with some hydrogen peroxide or something.
I already did it with whiskey. He's good.
Oh, Jesus.
He's fine.
Now he is drunk and blind.
I rubbed some dirt in it.
Did you?
A little bit of gator shit.
So you rolled your medic thing,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm 3 down, but that's better than I was.
Well, you'll be able to get some rest.
Well, you took the 2 back, right?
Yeah, I took the 2 back. I was 2 away from death.
We're gonna. I'm gonna make sure that he gets home okay, and we're gonna treat him real nice.
This is pretty late, and I got chores in the morning before church. But I appreciate that, Miss Zenobia.
Yeah,
At
come
least
on, Bobby Jack, let's get you
take
home.
this handkerchief instead of that dirty old rag to put around your eye.
I reach for the handkerchief, but I have lost a lot of depth perception with my eyeball, so it takes a couple tries to grab it.
After the first try, I'm changing this. I'm changing the rack for him.
Just take it.
All right.
I just want to rope the donkey to the car and tell him to get in.
That's not how that works at all.
As you guys are wrangling the Bobby Jack.
He's like, no, I'm fine. No, you're not fine.
Samantha, you actually trip and you hurt your ankle?
Samantha be tripping, y'all.
Damn.
I cannot believe.
I'm sorry.
The light, when you get the light onto it, you note that you actually there's a long spindly hair, caught in the tread of your shoe. Resembles Bayard's hair.
You got some of that salt?
You investigate the divot that you tripped on. Sure. You actually see a toenail, a couple of toenail clippings down in this hole.
We need that salt.
Didn't he say something about all his accoutrements being stolen?
Yep.
When you were talking to his spirit earlier?
No, he didn't say nothing about that. He only talked about the water.
Jeanette was swearing that somebody must have stolen him to work a hexen this big. But she didn't know where Bobby Jack hid, or not Bobby Jack, she didn't know where Bayard hid such things.
Yeah, I remembered somebody saying something about that earlier.
Yeah, Jeanette was talking about that.
Oh. Can we get some salt over here before someone else gets hurt?
I'll do that investigating thing.
Sure.
I will do the
I'm
thing.
gonna investigate a mystery. I'm gonna roll my sharp. My sharp is +1.
I have a lore library.
I'm gonna help out with that.
I can give you a +1.
I got an 8.
To investigate?
Yep. Did you help me?
I rolled a 7, so I grant +1 to his roll, but expose myself to trouble or danger.
You also trip.
It doesn't matter.
Can
One
I help?
hold can be spent to ask the keeper one of the following questions.
What do you want to ask?
What happened here?
Somebody dug up Bayard's excretions. Then you notice that there is freshly tilled dirt on the Taggart shovel right on that fence post.
You gained an additional +1 from me.
So, Baynard.
Excuse me, ma'am. The matriarch.
Ma Taggart.
Ma Taggart? Fuck, I'm picking up y'all fucking shit kicker's accent again.
Yes, Special Agent?
Did you happen to catch anybody around here digging anywhere around?
Maybe where they ain't supposed to be?
Well,
see that there dirt-covered shovel? I'm curious if anybody happened to be
well, I know
using that.
Bayard was the last one out in the field. I know he came in with a sack of dirt before going out for the night.
Where's that sack of dirt, Mama?
You said before he went out?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't happen to come back with it, did he?
No.
Do you know where he was heading?
He set out to the old Crossroads down by the burned up meeting place.
Those are some great southern directions.
Is that past the tree before the rock, or if I see the three-legged dog, have I gone too far?
Three-legged dogs are definitely not the sort of thing you'll see around there. You'll usually see dogs with too many legs. But yeah, it's past the tree with the rock. The tree where the roots clinging to the rock and the soil has been eroded around it, so it's sticking up and exposed. All the cypress knees knobbling up.
Yeah, I know where the hell's
like hands raised to heaven in praise. All right, everyone who's actually been born and raised here outside any sort of outsider for kin and kith.
Okay.
That would be Bobby Jack and Samantha. Alright, so you two know the old burn up meeting place is where the original center of town used to be. Before it was burnt to the ground by Preacher Goodenough.
And the Goodenoughs became the Taggarts?
Well, just like the Bullocks with the CK became the Bullocks with the CH.
The Taggers don't like donuts as they used to be them.
But yeah.
Alright, well, I say we go to the meeting place.
Do we want to do that tonight, and we want to try and get some rest?
Well, I got chores in a couple hours, and then we have church in the morning. I think, especially after everything we saw today, we probably need us some church.
I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing here, I don't think this is even something the good Lord can take care of.
Yeah, I'm going to say 3 Hail Marys and 2 Hello Dollies before I go to bed.
I'm going to punch you in the nose.
I think we need to get some sleep, and then I definitely think we need to get up in the morning. Let's try and keep this quiet, because the last thing I need is a whole goddamn community.
Keep quiet. Him hanging around the giant fireball.
It's more worse than it's already been, alright? I don't like answering a lot of questions from panicky people before I've had my breakfast. So
your breakfast pie.
Like, talk.
It's scrambled eggs, bacon, and sausage in a pie.
Is that just a quiche?
Yeah, that would just be a quiche.
That is a quiche.
Don't be using them damn fancy Yankee words around me.
That's my breakfast pie.
Breakfast
And that, folks, is going to wrap up this broadcast day for us. This is Henry Blackwood saying good night and God bless y'all. This is AM 72 WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County, signing off.
Troublesome Times in Tumbleson County will return after this brief message.
Howdy everyone, Nate here. We hope you're enjoying Troublesome Times in Tumbleson County so far. There's still plenty more to come in this week's episode, but I wanted to take a moment to thank our first batch of Patreon subscribers. Andrew Wyant, Melvin Perrymore, and oddly enough, our own curmudgeonly dwarven cleric Rick Perlini, who subscribed at the $10 level so that he could play in our monthly online games that will be starting up real soon. Now, just between me and you, Rick was going to be playing in those games anyway. I mean, we weren't going to make him pay for the privilege, but let's just keep that our little secret, okay? Anyway, our thanks to these early adopters for supporting our never-ending quest for mediocrity. Now, you can join in with them too, you know. All you have to do is visit patreon.com/maxsminions to find out everything you need to know about how you can help support the Minionworks podcasting network so that we can continue to bring you shows like Tumbleson and much, much more as we move into 2017. That's patreon.com/maxesminions, all one word. And right now, if we can reach our first stretch goal of $250 per month in subscribers before the end of December, we'll record and release a special one-shot that Patreon backers will get early access to at the end of January, so don't wait. You can show your support today for as little as $2 a month, and every dime goes towards keeping us going and improving. Again, patreon.com/maxesminions. And with that, it's time to get into trouble once more. Here's the second half of this week's episode.
This is AM72 WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County. I'm Henry Blackwood. The time is now 5:04 a.m., and this marks the start of another broadcast day here in Youngtown. Many of y'all are up and running already this morning, getting yourselves ready for your weekly visit with the Lord, and if you aren't, then what are you waiting for, an invitation? Look, everyone needs a good dose of the good word, especially in these troublesome times. So get up, get going, and get praying. There's a church out there just waiting for you to step inside, confess your sins, and cleanse your soul. There may be dark forces at work in the shadows these days, but you're always safe in the house of the Lord.
All right, so we go to sleep, wake up, go to church. Is that our plan? Well, Bobby Jack got chores.
If by church you mean smoke cigarettes and drink whiskey.
That's what you do all day, every day.
That's because it's government he's the most church-going person we know.
Yeah, this is my breakfast whiskey.
And how's it different than your lunch whiskey, your dinner whiskey, your after night whiskey?
How much of whiskey have you had to
I'm
drink?
having it during the morning.
So after chores, I explained to Mama that I lost an eye, and
she seems to take it really well. Just like she was expecting this to happen a long time ago. She's proud that it took so long.
I owe your daddy 50 cents.
After we changed the dressing on that and put on my church coveralls, I put her on Sweetie, and
it's
then
the one with two straps.
Yeah, and she rides Sweetie into church, and I tell her every single thing that happened over the night.
Your mom is all like, "Oh, good Lord, save us," blah, so on and so forth. This is God's country, but it sure seems prone to sin.
But I meet up with them. Hi, Auntie May.
So I've got.
She gives you a whole like, bless your heart sort of earful. What are you doing getting caught up in with strange men? Isn't that supposed to be Bobby Jack's thing? And how could you let your cousin lose an eye? Shouldn't you have been setting up with that corpse along with him? It's not like the two of you are Taggart kin, so you ain't at any sort of blood risk. And we all know that he was
blood,
caught up.
you missed a spot behind your ear, and you're not sure if it's yours or if it's one of the Taggarts.
So, Mama, I ain't gonna be sitting up with the and Auntie May, I ain't gonna be sitting up with the Taggarts. That ain't happening. They ain't kin. I was trying to get Bobby J not to do it because they need to be taking care of their family.
But the reality is that if kin sit up with kin, then it's just a hop, skip, and a bloodline jump to possession. They get skin of one, they get the skin of the other. I know that you don't think the Taggarts are worth a tinker's damn, but the reality is that they kept this town safe.
They burned the church down.
Anyway, so it goes on and on.
The age-old arguments.
They're worth saving. Nobody burned down the church.
I was gonna say.
Is that your government tie?
Yeah. No, I'm on day 2 of no sleep and no all whiskey diet. So now I know.
I'm trying to discover if this is in character or out of character.
So your necktie is around your head like Rambo at church.
Yep.
You make it as far as the parking lot before you pass out.
Yeah. No, I'm going to fucking Protestant church. I'm going in armed.
So I'd like to say that in the
I've just got a flask and I'm smoking like 3 cigarettes at once.
Sir, keep smoking.
Do you have a grenade on a chain around your
This
neck?
is the 30s. I can smoke in church.
And everyone in the church is like too concerned about being polite to tell them to stop.
Right. Because it is an open society.
If the pastor ain't telling you to quiet,
There's lots of bless his little hearts going around, but
the government job just is what eats him up from the inside out. That's why he's
that boy needs Jesus.
And also with you.
So since I've got the ability to, since I have a regular crew, my deputies,
where the fuck were they?
Why didn't you wake them up?
Maybe one of them could have lost an eye.
They all work at the House of Pies.
You just deputized all the cooks at the diner.
They were baking his breakfast pies.
Damn right. Damn right. Somebody's got to go over to the parish and pick up my beignets for in the morning.
So I'm like,
that's way more corrupt. Like it sounds to me like no, they have to go work at the diner to actually make ends meet because you just keep all their salaries.
I told you I'm a crooked son bitch.
I love how you've morphed into the sheriff from Smokey and the Bandit.
Sheriff, where did you get quiche in this part of the country?
I told you it's breakfast pie. If you use that damn French language around me one time, I'm unloading my revolver into your ass.
Oh, fuck me.
They talk that fancy French talk across the river.
Yeah.
No, that's not fancy French talk. That's gutter tripe French.
But I'm thinking
Creole bastard.
I want to use the crew.
French.
I don't know if if I can send them into the parish to see if they can. I guess what would our relationship with the law enforcement be there?
Arguably, as far as you can tell, what law enforcement?
Okay.
It's basically Baptiste Parish has like 2 towns, and one of them is really just a gift shop for Transylvania, Louisiana.
Okay, so could I use one of my crew members? So I also have friends on the force, which we said we were going to flip around.
Right.
So could I use that and basically send my deputies over into the parish to talk to some of my contacts to see if they can pick up information on if Bayard had visited somewhere, I'm guessing that he had the bag of dirt with the stuff in it and he went over across the river. That's what I'm trying to find out if they can figure out where. While I'm having my breakfast pie.
Well, I thought it was to the Crossroads we were checking out.
You went up to a crossroads where the old center of town was, up north of the river.
Okay,
north up the river.
Okay.
Or sorry.
No, I guess I'm trying to think I'm thinking in terms of the lead that the rumor that he had been visiting the parish. So.
Oh yeah, have him follow up on that.
Yeah, that's what I want.
All right, so
if we're gonna go to the Crossroads ourselves, I want to send them to the parish to see what he's been doing around there.
Yeah, sure thing.
Right now, I can act under pressure to get in touch with them if I need to divert attention, but this is more. Do I need to roll for this, or do I just send them?
They're on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, this is more investigative mystery.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
Okay, good. Hopefully they bring me back some of the damn.
Do they bring back
that damn flaky moon-shaped bread?
Kids can't. You don't use no French food.
Do
I look like a goddamn francophone?
I like me some moon bread.
Wait, are you motherfuckers talking about croissants?
I'm talking about moon bread.
I fire into the ground by his foot and say that was a warning shot.
So, does anything happen at church, or is church fairly normal?
As normal as can be with the chain-smoking, alcohol-swilling federal agent up in the front.
He sits in the back.
Oh, I figured he was in the front pew, just looking at the preacher. Just
like fucking daring him. Say shit.
Tell me I'm going to hell. Go ahead, say it.
Back row center.
The preacher is actually preaching about brotherhood and the common fraternity of man, and how Jesus said, goats and sheep, and hang out with sheep and fuck goats.
Amen.
This is really progressive Baptist church.
Give me that fucking flash.
Luke 4:12. Good verse.
Give me that fucking alcohol.
Are you sure that isn't a reefer, Simon?
A jazz cigarettes?
You have to get that across the river.
Yes, you do.
I checked the back. Maybe.
I will cough my jazz cigarettes. All right.
Devil's weed.
If you
Did
want
we
some, you let me know.
Did we recover any boxes?
One harm.
All right, so then I'm just down 2 now. So I'm limping pretty bad, and my head hurts where I used to have an eyeball.
Right. It's limping pretty bad, which is a pretty odd ailment to have for a missing eye.
Well, I got a lot of...
imagine everyone in church is gossiping about
He
the
can't
fact that
see where he's stepping on the
Oh,
left
is that
side.
what it is? Okay.
Everybody's actually gossiping about how there was a apparently gun battle around the bookstore, and then seemed like God reached down with his fist and popped the ground with thunder. There was actually a little pockmark of burned and scorched soil.
And your kitchen window is still rusted out.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
Fine.
there was some
I'll get another
moonbeams
one.
reflecting off some swamp gas, which I promptly shot multiple times and possibly exterminated with extreme prejudice with a grenade.
Your tax dollars at work, y'all.
Keep the citizens of this shithole safe.
Lots of murmuring and disapproval. And
Do I take the church more or do I hit him?
And that demon came out of the mirror and tried to steal some skin. But we blew him up.
The older folk nod sagely. The young folk think you're fucking crazy. They know you.
A little bit from column A.
Little bit of column B.
You agreed to keep quiet about our secrets.
Oh, well, these are different secrets. These are. I didn't realize that the Taggart stuff was secret. Oh, I shouldn't have said the Taggarts.
I certainly shouldn't have said illegal.
We done? No, he's gonna say more if we ask him.
Bobby Jack done said the loud part quiet, the quiet part loud again.
It's okay, Bubby.
Amen.
You know what? Yeah. Look.
All right, so we finish up at church.
Yeah, y'all finish up at church.
Yeah, sing a little Bone Thug on the way out.
Oh, Jesus.
See me at the crossroads.
Mr. Ouija.
All right. I gotta
straight to him. He takes
I gotta take Mama home, and then I'll meet back up with y'all in just a minute.
Sir, yes, sir.
So I take Mama home on Sweetie the Mule.
Okay.
And by then, I guess the sheriff is finishing his lunch pie.
What goes in the lunch pie?
It's after church. That's 11Z's pie.
Yeah.
It's not a Hobbit.
Isn't you sure?
Well, maybe.
Well, you know.
Oh wait, no. It would be second breakfast pie.
Yeah. I'm thinking
breakfast.
No, it's brunch.
Second breakfast.
No, be
11Z's. Brunch. 12Z's.
This would probably be 11.
Lunch.
You're adding too many Z's.
There's no such thing as too many Z's.
No.
No.
Whatever.
Then Taco Bell has their fourth meal.
Lunch,
snack,
snack,
dinner,
tea,
supper.
dinner, supper, 2 a.m. snack.
Whatever.
Taco Tuesdays.
Back to breakfast.
Fourth meal. and then back to breakfast.
And then that's the morning schedule.
Yeah.
Right. No, what's in the lunch pie? I'm thinking ham.
What's in the pie?
It is breakfast, second breakfast, 11Z's,
Cheese.
luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, and supper.
Grits.
I forgot tea. How could I forget tea?
Is it like regular ham or is it like deviled ham?
Yes.
So there's 2 hams?
There's 2 hams. There's probably some ham hocks and probably some pig knuckles in there as well.
So it's basically just like a giant meat pie?
Yeah, it's just
Pimento
a giant
cheese.
You may want to lay
No, it's
off
not
the
pimento cheese. It's the
deviled
cheese in the
ham,
spray can. I mean,
deviled
we gotta
Cheese
go
whiz?
authentic. Yeah, we gotta go authentic hillbilly.
devil
That's a
food.
Philadelphia thing.
And then,
Whatever,
and
he
then
parks naked.
I
It's
think,
okay.
I don't know.
Oh, did you
Pro-
know about
probably
that? They all think
you gotta have some
crazy.
fiber in there. So
Graham cracker
In
crust.
character, I'd be like,
yeah, graham cracker crust.
Yeah, don't worry about them. They
And a
got
side of
some-
gravy.
They got some surfing in the Belfry.
you're supposed to be learning from me.
Yeah. So
Not my fault. You don't
so
know
yeah,
nothing about this town.
I finished
Well,
seconds, so
you
we
were
can make
born
our way to
here.
the crossroads.
All right.
Mom's home, so I'm back.
You know this place better than I do.
Don't worry about it. You help me with other things.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are gonna head on out to the crossroads up North
Yep.
River, upriver.
All right. I'm up.
Shotgun.
And what?
No.
Yeah. It's in Simon's car.
Wait, do you actually have a shotgun?
I
No,
do.
but I do.
He's got a shotgun.
So does she.
Rude.
You can have second shotgun.
We're all sitting passenger side, just on each other's laps, like a Russian nesting
It
doll.
would just be a bench. That's how the old cars were.
Simon's car is going down the road and it's just on two. There is no such thing as suspension. So by the time we get there, we've broken the front right wheel off.
And every time we take too sharp of a corner, a couple shotguns just go off, firing out the windows.
All right.
So yeah, I'll drive.
Driving out. All right. So you guys head on out to the crossroads. You got to go on past the rock, hug close by the tree.
See a dog with 6 legs.
You actually do see.
Turn around.
His name is Spider.
Yes, and you know Spider. And
Spider's
Spider wags his tail after you. He's got 4 legs, and then he's got 2 little vestigial ones.
Spiders are sweetie.
Nope.
And Spider is fine. And bounced off his carapace.
Spider's not a dog.
Doesn't have Alicia Silverstone's face.
Oh, when you run over it, it's on his chest.
Like 100 6-legged puppies just splatter out from it and skitter away.
Oh, look, it's got babies.
Market experience.
Can I take one?
Michael?
I want to raise one.
We're all going to take one.
Can I have a new? Can I have a spider puppy?
Coming back here with a flamethrower.
you might be able to get a spider puppy. You have to
Please tell me there aren't actually really any spider puppies. Just
there are the wild animals actually that are born out in this chunk of space are often real weird.
well, yes.
They're
but I'm
real
just
friendly,
saying,
like though.
I just want you to tell me that
There are
it did not run
no
over the dog.
spider
and it
baby
did not
puppies
explode.
that have splurted out of its mother.
Spider is fine.
Spider.
All right, so we
Spider is half taken.
we get to the crossroad.
Coming out here next time I'm tank with a bunch of grenades.
2 little vestigial baby arms.
So about that swamp gas problem.
I can make it happen again.
No.
Leveled the whole fucking countryside.
So what are we looking for here at the crossroads?
I can burn the
Heading
tree
out to
down.
when you get up to the crossroads, you can actually there's a large mound from which the scorched and charred and nature-eaten remnants of what you recognize was once a church.
This is where the Taggarts burned it down.
Y'all know that this used to be the center of the town, and then the church got burnt down by a lynch mob. After barring an entire generation of children inside.
Why was it burned down?
Because the Taggarts decided to go a little crazy.
As you guys are out there, you notice that y'all all notice, and you don't until something gets in your eye, that your forehead is bleeding again.
Right, sometimes you gotta kill all the younglings, so I'm fine with that. Can't
That
make
ain't
the
good.
Galactic Empire without breaking some eggs.
How about some premonition on that one?
Sure, go ahead.
Is my bell ringing?
You guys can roll investigate mystery if you want. Whoever rolls highest, that's the one we'll go with.
Woo! That might be me.
Anyone rolls 6 or under, let me know.
I rolled a 9.
What did you get over there?
I got a 10. I get a detailed vision of what's to come. Of something bad that is yet to come.
I have a 13 total with my bonus.
Alright, 15
I think he got me, because I've got 11 plus sharp is 1. 12.
Yeah, I got 11 on the sharps too, so I'm at 13. So I can ask the keeper any question I want about the mystery.
Right. You may be sharper, but I'm cooler.
Yeah. You're drunker, I'll tell you that.
That makes me cooler.
What's cooler than being cool?
Death perception.
Baba Jack's eye. That'd be pretty cool. Sure wish I could get that back. All right, so
once this heals up, I use it to like put a quarter in it. Like a pair of Ruse sneakers from the 80s.
So is your premonition, is it precognition or postcognition? Nate, what's your question? Zenobia, what did you do?
Investigating.
Okay.
So that is yet to come. Is what the text says.
That is yet to
It is pre.
Okay.
I don't have a post option.
And
Well, you should.
Do I have a post option? Can I decide poster?
Bag of fucking
stuff. We left it with the Taggarts.
You see 3 great beasts rising up out of the river. One is a great frog with a tiny crown floating over its head that glows with burning swamp gas, basically. It's an eerie flame. One is a great crocodile with a burning red disc over its forehead, or over its head, and the other is a...
It should be an evil possum.
And the other is an evil possum, which is with translucent fur, and its skeleton is actually made up of a whole bunch of smaller skeletons conjoined together, mouth to foot.
And it's playing the harmonica.
It opens its mouth and harmonica whistles come out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Alright, so the question I'm asking...
its eyes glow with like a neon eeriness.
We want to know what Bobby Jack was doing here.
Where did it go?
Well, I mean, I can ask a question other than what's on the list, so I can be more specific than that. So,
one of the things you do notice is there are way more feet. There's actually a whole lot of... Normally, these crossroads are actually pretty heavily avoided. Normally, it's all wagon ruts. You notice that there's a whole lot of footprints milling around here, and you recognize one set of them as matching the bottom of Bayard's boots.
okay.
You know, because he got him made because his mom had him made special with the T-tread, because Taggart. They're real fucking imaginative. And they go from the crossroads down the old road out to the pier.
Okay, can I based on the number of, based on the footprints, can I tell how many people I think made? I mean, obviously one's Taggart. How many other pairs of footprints are there? Can I tell?
They all look about the same time, and there's 6 of them.
So I think there was a total of 7 people here, or
7 counting Bayard.
Okay.
And you notice that those footprints are not boots. They're like
Crocs.
a triangle and a... Yeah, they're Crocs. Yeah.
Oh, now they deserve to die.
Have the holes in them.
So wait, you're saying they're like heels?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Freshly buttered Crocs.
What?
All of the other footprints?
Yeah.
So there's this product you can buy called Croc Butter.
So...
Sorry. 5 of them are ladies, and one is like this weird, splayed out long shape.
Like a hoof print?
No, like a frog tread.
Okay. So
Croc
they go
butt,
down,
motherfucker.
So they go down to the pier.
Croc butt.
All right. So I'm going to point it out to the rest of the group. You know.
I'm coming out of my premonition.
Looks like Taggart spent a little bit of time around here, and there's a bunch of footprints all heading down to the pier. I think maybe we need to make our way down there as well.
We need to be careful. There's something.
Well,
Something
there's
comes
a
out of
whole.
that water.
Well, there's a rumor about him going over into the parish and doing God knows what. Well, who knows? Maybe he met up with some of the ladies of the evening from over there. I don't know. I don't know many women that wear fancy high heels in these parts of the county.
I don't know any woman that wear.
Well, what about Miss Gold? What kind of shoes does she wear?
Beulah likes to go barefoot.
Oh.
I don't know, but I think the answer's down wherever these footprints end up.
We got to be careful. Things might be coming out of that river. Bad things.
There's always bad things coming out of that river.
I've gone swimming in that river plenty of times.
My point exactly.
Bobby Jack, how many times I got to peel leeches off you every time you come out of that river?
Every time.
That's what I thought. Ain't
Let's
nothing
have
comes
some
up.
pre-danger pie and head on down.
Damn it, I lost my granola bars. Shit.
So
I hear
tell
across the
them
river
contents.
they eat frog legs for dinner.
They do a lot of strange things across the river. All right.
Are you gonna head down to the pier?
Did you
or
bring your
what?
salt?
Because damn it, dinner's
I
going.
always bring my salt, Simon.
She's more fucking useful than you are, Simon.
Can you sprinkle some on my pre-danger pie? It's a little bland.
No.
How about I throw that pie into the river and make you go chase it?
Dead sea salt is extremely expensive. I'm not going to put it on your pie.
It only takes a pinch.
They don't have any.
March your ass to the pier, Sheriff.
No, Bobby Jack, they don't.
All right, now let's go.
It's from a long way away, and it's special.
You hear that song start playing again.
Nope.
Piping up from inside the ruins of the church.
I'm scared to turn around and look at the ruins. I am terrified to turn around.
You see
Turning away from the ruins, you're looking out towards the. You turn away from the church and you look out towards the river and you see a dilapidated old riverboat.
No. I grab onto
You
whoever's
got
close.
any grenades?
On the side, it says the Midnight Ride.
I have more grenades than he has pie.
Actually, no, it says.
I don't know.
What does it say on the side? What's the name of this
make that bet?
We start having like a duel of banjos.
You think you can take that riverboat from here? I start babbling about like the vision, the first one I had about the riverboat, and it was billowing black. Is this one billowing black smoke?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely
So
you see laughing skulls in the smog popping up out of the stovepipe.
Do we?
No.
Our riverboat's
We're having a pie grenade off. We're busy.
Yeah.
So one direction there's a haunted church, another direction there's a haunted riverboat.
One Direction isn't a haunted church; it's a terrible Britpop band. Thank you.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well,
-1 experience for
I'll have you know that after Zane left,
they weren't on.
They ceased to exist as far as I'm concerned.
Moving on.
So the Crossroads. There's 4 directions then.
Yes.
So one direction is the ruins of the church where the music is coming from. One direction is the haunted riverboat. One direction is back where we came from in the town. And I guess that's where the car is parked.
Yeah.
And then what's the 4th direction?
The House of Pies.
What?
The House of Pies.
We know what you have on the brain. So this town has a bookstore, a general store,
You want some Bayou Goo? That's what I'm
a
hearing.
house of pies.
7 House of Pies. All kept in business by
One for every day of the week.
It's the same staff. They just rotate kitchens. It's really inefficient.
Yeah, but the pies are always fresh.
I love the idea that you have indentured servants making you pies all across town.
Well, I mean, if
It's the life.
I can't have that as a perk, then what's the point of being sheriff?
Defending the people of this town.
Northward.
Blah
Trace
blah
justice
blah.
Northward is the way to Blackwell.
pie.
Blackwell is the site of the old government Chickasaw outpost that has since gone, but that is prone to frequent flooding, has since been largely abandoned. Squatters hang out there, and you know that Siobhan Ferguson actually frequents that space.
So what kind of condition are these ruins in for the church?
The church.
There ain't no music should be playing from it.
Black and skeletal.
There ain't no
Only
fucking
the largest
radio.
beams are left.
There ain't no radio anywhere in
You know what I
that
mean?
near
Like,
that
it's just
church.
kind of like a framework.
So back to what I was saying. Can you hit that riverboat with your grenades from here?
I can definitely throw some in the church ruins.
If you're familiar with Florida Everglades shell mounds, it's built up on a mound like that.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna soften it up a smidge.
You throw grenades in it?
Yeah.
The problem is the stuff that's in there is probably already dead. Or not technically living.
Either way, they don't like grenades.
Can somebody with more eyeballs tell me what they see on the boat?
There's a bunch of skulls. There's a bunch of skulls.
Hookers and blackjack.
Jerry, what's
No,
the name of the
Bobby
what's
Jack.
the name of the riverboat?
The Colonel Parker.
There you go.
It was called the Midnight Ride.
Oh, that's right. It is called Midnight.
It's the Midnight Ride now.
There we go.
It's Colonel Parker's Midnight Ride.
And I'm like, we are not going on no goddamn midnight. Like, I am rambling. I'm like, I'm not going on no midnight ride. That boat is bad. It's going to bring nothing but badness. That boat is going to get swallowed.
Do I see?
I feel that's what Colonel Parker referred to as his penis.
Yeah. It's got an impromptu like prow spar, and there's a skeleton lashed to it.
Like, for realsies?
Yeah.
That is some bad juju. We are not going anywhere near that steamboat. That steamboat's going to get swallowed by the river. And when it comes in, and when it goes into the river, the frog's going to come, and then the
I have an
frog's
idea.
gonna come, and then
Why
the
don't you
possum's
shoot
gonna
the
be
skeleton
coming.
off the boat? You can probably hit it from here.
Damn right I can hit it from here.
Do you chunk grenades into the church or what?
All right. Well, he's chunking grenades in the church, and I'm gonna take aim and.
Pie the river.
You chunk your grenades into the church, and you hear the sound of beef tearing. Like a steak if you tore it with your bare hands.
Yeah, no, that's
I honestly can say I've never torn steak with my hands. I have no idea.
Like never a skirt. Like if you ever take a skirt steak and you make a slight incision into it, and then
I have these weird things. They're called knives.
I've never had to eat like a Visigoth, so
I know exactly what sound you're talking about.
As do I.
So it's a combination of that and screaming, and there's a muffled explosion.
I'm gonna march in with my gun drawn,
What? Wait a minute. Now,
whistling Yankee Doodle Dandy.
what world is crossing over here? Because I know where that's
did the sheriff
Them
make the
Italian
shot?
sorcerers.
Well, I didn't know if the sheriff got to make the shot before shit went down.
So he threw grenades. Did the sheriff shoot the skeleton off this boat? 'Cause that's what the
I don't
sheriff's
know. Does he?
Kick some ass, right?
I'm gonna throw this football clear over the mountains.
Probably not.
Denver is signed, Uncle Rico.
That is fucking bad.
Nope, I did not.
And it will come back to haunt you.
I rolled a 4.
Oh hell, we all gonna die.
Guys, we're out here investigating something that shed its skin, whipped up with glass and loose eyeballs, and tried to kill us. Not once, not twice, but thrice. What the fuck did you expect? Good juju?
That is some badass juju with the skeleton
using
hanging
the
off, and then
revolver?
there's.
Yeah, I was using the revolver.
I think that's
You just
made out of
realized that
people.
you loaded this thing with blanks.
Because we have so many extra people.
God damn it! I brought my damn stage gun.
Yeah.
You idiots! You captured their stunt double.
Yes. I love the idea that Sheriff Ferguson is also making a cowboy movie when he's off the clock. He's doing like a movie where he plays Billy the Kid and Pat Garrett.
It's just whether or not he's wearing a domino.
No, it's just I know in my heart at night when I'm not stuffing my face with pie, I aspire to be an actor, and so I'm in the community theater.
But then you guys just keep putting up Coach Cassie the Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
Don't you want to put in? I said I'm sheriff.
It's a one-man show, and attendance is mandatory.
It's a one-man show. It's
Only
called,
for your deputies.
It's called A Sheriff and His Pie. An ode to pie.
It's like the most gluttonous version of the vagina monologues. It's all from the
It's
pie.
called the angina monologues.
It's funny because you're having a heart attack. I'm going to say, oops, I want to stumble across something important. Tell the keeper you find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to our immediate problems, just because what else could go wrong?
I'm having too much fun.
Something goes wrong.
Shocking.
But you find something important.
Well, no. I find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to our immediate problems.
You actually find the sack.
Oh.
But it's largely empty. There's little bits of like there's a baby tooth in there, and some nail clippings and a few hairs.
Okay. I pick up the sack and say, found it!
Found what?
I turn. What'd you find, Bobby Jack?
There's that baby teeth and some hair.
Bobby Jack, you put that sack down.
Were you fishing around in your pockets again?
No, this is the Taggart sack. We should burn it or something, right?
Oh, shit.
Yes. Fire
right,
pretty
ladies.
tree burn.
I know that boat's getting closer, so we should do something.
I'm burning the damn sack.
You hear the sound of wood cracking
and tilting and shattering as something long, meaty, and columnar with a giant ragged hole where its mouth used to be.
Sorry, I lost my pants again.
It's funny because he's talking about his wang.
To return to single entendre man. Lurches up out of the shattered up out of the shattered remnants of the church. It looks kind of like if you melted like 30 kids together into like a human centipede type thing.
And now I have an erection.
And it looked, but yeah.
Never mind. There's just.
Well, obviously that's a sight that we're all familiar with.
I know. It's like I know exactly.
Oh, why didn't you say so from the beginning?
So it's not like 18 kids melted together. Okay,
30.
well, that's totally different.
Ass to mouth.
Well, it's like 30 something, ass to mouth, and their flesh like running wax over their otherwise mostly solid skeletons. A formerly attractive lady type is at the head of it, but like everything's been again melted and then chilled, like again wax.
So super attractive lady.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Who is it?
I believe.
There's a hole about 3 or 4 bodies down where the grenade exploded.
You woke it up.
I'd say chunk another one in that hole.
I mean, that's my usual go-to plan.
You hear a whole bunch of muffled larynxes screaming and echoing out of that hole as it rushes at you.
I'd say put 2 grenades in there just to be sure.
Nomine Patri Spiritus Sanctu. Amen.
Nothing but net.
Holy hand grenade.
Roll kick smash.
Is that boxcars?
That's almost. It's about as bad.
All right, so this is part of where you can use luck to either negate damage to 0 or treat that as a 12. She's coming down on you to deal 5 harm.
8 to hex.
Alright, so say this again.
You see luck on your character sheet underneath harm or over by harm.
It should be right underneath.
Oh yeah, luck.
You can check that off to get treated as rolling a 12 or reduce a blow to 0 harm. Warning, luck never regenerates. You use it, it's gone.
So I use 1?
Yeah, you would use 1 to negate 5 harm from her body slamming you and shoving you into that charnel hole and chewing you up across 30 different sets of teeth.
Wow.
Alright, so yeah, I do that.
Alright, mark off that luck. When you hit 0 and doomed, you will die by the end of that session. So, just so you're aware of what that means. You gotta get through all the luck. It takes a little while, but...
So I've got 6 more perfect rolls for the night, right?
Is that what that means?
That's what it sounds like.
So the lady is the end of the centipede, right?
She's the mouth, the tip.
Okay.
Alright, my use magic, because I can hex, I can use 2 abilities.
So y'all see me trip over my own shoelaces as I'm trying to throw in this.
I banish the spirit from the lady.
You're gonna try to banish it?
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
I imagine you barrel roll and
you have a
pop
glitch.
back up and boop.
Well, drunken master style.
Can do that.
Okay, she's gonna try to aid you
Okay,
on your
cool.
will working. But yeah, you'll add weird. But yeah, you see this thing.
Yeah, I imagine I'm firing.
I do not.
I hop in the ambulance.
So yeah, I'm going to do.
Now, when I banish the spirit, I also get to do something else. The target breaks something important.
Okay. Sure.
What does it break?
I mean, this thing is barreling down on us, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I fired my revolver off towards the boat and missed. So yeah, I think I'm shotgun.
Blast.
Yeah. So
I brought my prop gun.
Yeah. I didn't bring the prop shotgun though.
You sure hope so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hit with the 10, so.
Okay, so that sounds like that show was legit.
Yeah, 3 harm, close, messy.
All right, sounds good.
Then I get to
one. There's a pair of pleading eyes looking up over a pair of melty, waxy butt cheeks, and it explodes as you chop it off just at the nose.
I think I'll inflict terrible harm and put 1 more.
Thank you. Sounds good.
I took my glitch.
You break something important, right?
I broke something important, and I banished a spirit.
All right. So, describe what your Zenobia? Describe what your joint banishing looks like, because the two of you do it together.
Oh shit. But I rolled rubbish.
Oh, what did you roll?
4.
Okay. So, Samantha, what is your banishing look like?
Oh shit.
All right. So that's what happens.
I imagine I start like bleeding from the eyes. Energy is like pulsing out from me towards this.
Okay. And so everyone suddenly feels like an intense like air pressure type thing. Okay. It pops out of existence. There's a thunderclap as air rushes in to fill that space.
Sorry, that was a breakfast pie.
And you know that gout, that trickle of blood that was coming down your forehead? It becomes a gout and your third eye is blinded.
Oh fuck.
Ouch.
How do I heal that?
Experience point.
Oh Jesus, no.
Why does he get an experience point?
I'm just fucking with him.
I gun the engine of the ambulance.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna drive over. What could possibly go wrong? I'm just gonna charge whatever's left that hasn't been banished.
Oh no, the whole thing is gone.
Well then, and I'm in the middle of the bombed out church.
God damn it, Bobby Jack!
As you smash through that, you see a hanging fissure that looks like an open wound. And through it, you actually see a whole bunch of conflicting things. It looks like Wayne Barlow and H.R. Geiger decided to get together and paint a Jackson Pollock-esque abstract expressionist painting with their own semen and the blood from their penis. It is...
As luck would have it, sitting next to me on the bench seat is a box of grenades. I pull 3 pins... and I dive out the door, leaving the truck, driving through the fissure.
And then he looks down and realizes that he took the grenades and left the pins in the box.
No!
My truck is armored.
Your truck might be going into another realm.
As it goes into the fissure, you hear
you hear one last faint echoing Dixie,
and then for some reason Waylon Jennings' voice.
Yes. Right about now, them Duke boys was in a heap of trouble.
There's an explosion. Fire and steel rain out the back of the fissure.
Did we just?
And it gets bigger.
God damn it, Bobby Jack!
I only got one eye. I did the best I could.
You guys can now see this thing like peeking up out of the blind of the ruins.
Do we have any idea how to fix it?
It likes explosions. It makes it bigger.
That's a bad thing.
I'm going to venture a guess and say duct tape.
When the explosion goes off, a chunk of steel crushes. There's the sound of a radio being pulverized or a box being crumpled, and the music stops.
At least there's that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, at least now the eerie music is gone, but how do we close it?
Well...
Sacrifice version.
Read a bad situation.
No.
Well, it would work.
Simon Gray, you've had experience with hellmouths in theaters of war and horror. How did you close it?
Breakfast pie. One in each corner, light a candle, sing happy birthday, blow them out.
Breakfast
Eat the
pie
breakfast pie.
is the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Player said it.
Yeah, I mean, generally it's just you have to either wreck enough surrounding landscape to kind of plug the hole, or
We ain't got enough surrounding landscape.
cut it off from the spiritual energy that's feeding the rift, keeping it the universe from healing itself. And
I don't think
keeping
you
it
understand the
torn
unholiness that's been on this land. There ain't no healing this. There are 30 dead kids in here.
At least.
At minimum.
That's all you saw, like trailing out from that hole.
I mean, yeah, but
Well, are the bodies still here?
No. They've been ground into paste.
If the rift is here because it's not consecrated anymore, what if we were to reconsecrate it? What if we were to...
Zenobia, you've seen this sort of thing before. Does that work?
Give them a proper funeral.
Yeah. No reason why not.
I've read about it.
All right. So tell me. You think you know... let's see if you've got the stones to consecrate this and maybe seal it up for a little while until something big and ugly comes through.
I just
Hey, look, that boat's coming closer.
You want to spend a point of luck? And max out of 12?
But it'll never go. It'll never come back.
Well, if you never spend it, then it never benefits you.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Plus 2. Right?
Yeah.
14.
What happens when you roll a 12 plus on... read about this thing before.
On a 12 plus, you may choose to either do what you wanted and something extra, or do what you wanted to absolute perfection, so sealing it forever.
Let us do the thing.
All right. So Zenobia is just like on sort of like autopilot. Tell me what is your exorcism? What does your consecration thing look like, and how does it involve everybody else? Because I know you are wise in witchy ways. And you've got that Dead Sea salt, and you've got his weeping eye juice, and you've got his Stygian snake blood, and you've got Simon Gray's alcohol, Dionysian sacramental fluids.
There's probably a pie or two laying around.
Yeah, you got the blood from her third eye, which like it's red, but like it's got that oil, that iridescent oil sheen to it because it's a psychic wound as well.
Never underestimate the power of breakfast pie.
And you got breakfast pie.
You got breakfast pie.
I want some time to think of a cool ritual. I don't have any though.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you think.
Well, Miss Zenobia is like, okay, I got this. I guess we glance over and see how much closer the boats come.
The boat is actually coming up towards the pier.
Ah, hell, close it, shut it down, shut it down.
The skeleton on the prow is looking at the sheriff.
What if we set the pier on fire?
We ain't got time.
There's always time for arson.
Truer words never spoken.
Right.
Oh man. So this is gonna be a blood ritual.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Because blood is power.
Well, I'm bleeding all over the place, so let's hop to before the skeleton.
I did not need to know that.
Power in the blood.
That's such a creepy ass song.
That's a creepy ass song.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so you're going with the blood ritual. What's that look like? Are you collecting blood from her spouting head wound? Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
So are you like taking the blood from her psychic wound and painting holy sigils on people's on everybody's faces as you walk them through the dance that needs to be done to consecrate the space?
Is that what it's called now? Psychic wound.
Well, she's got her third eye's been ripped out.
Well, I do. I speak in tongues, and I like take blood from her third eye. And
we all sing the power in the blood that we learned at
smear it
church.
on
Yeah.
his head.
You leave everything out about Christ, but everything else is exactly the same.
No. So we're gonna have the seed of a lecherous man.
Is that the sheriff or the
agent? That's you. Or
whichever one finishes first.
Either way, we've got it.
I don't know. I got a lot of pie in me today.
The blood of a virgin, a sinner, a saint.
Aw.
All right.
Simon, looks like one of the two of us is going to be jerking off on a church.
I somehow knew this day would come.
Exactly.
Way ahead of you.
Is it super pagan?
No, you got it. That's pretty goddamn pagan.
It's like that old gypsy woman said. One day, Michael would jerk off on a church.
That's why I was
All right.
pointedly at the pie man here.
You walk everybody.
But I guess I should have been looking at you.
Anyway, we get
Well,
this done.
whichever one finishes last has to eat the cracker.
That's just good Catholic mass right there. And as the government, as a special agent Simon Gray is a Catholic.
He would definitely be the sinner then, because Catholics.
Oh, but those twin things that guilt and sin.
I'm pretty sure my seed is more like grits.
If you chill it, it'll be like polenta.
All right, so
It's
pagan
gonna
rituals
hardly
happen.
taste like
We seal the
bacon.
fissure.
We do the thing.
So you guys undergo the steps of the pagan ritual as laid out by Zenobia. This whole
I don't normally do this type of thing, okay?
Liar.
I know it's weird. Okay, this is the first time I've done this type of thing.
Liar.
Bobby Jack goes along with it without questioning anything, just because he
Why
doesn't.
do you keep calling me a liar?
He doesn't understand what we do at church anyway, so this just seems like more of the same.
This is where a lot of people come.
What has that priest been doing to you?
I need to go have a talk with the father.
All right.
I lost an eye, and now the Reverend don't have nothing to do with me. I don't understand.
You perform the ritual. The hellmouth seals up, and the riverboat, the smoke billowing out the top dies down. The lights all over the railing gutter out, and it drifts to a slow stop and bumps against the pier.
I imagine I am hurting pretty fierce.
Yeah, you're bad. As a part of the blood ritual, everyone's going to knock off a point of harm, just from psychic and spiritual rigors. As the ritual is being performed, you're each. One of the requirements is going to be would be taking a shot out of the agent's flask of bourbon or moonshine or whatever it is that you've got in there.
All of those.
Jet fuel.
The car runs on it. Y'all saw me pouring it in the gas tank.
I was just called it siphoning it out of the gas tank.
Y'all get
It's neon blue.
y'all all get real fucked up on that in order to enter an altered state of consciousness. Blood face painted on your faces as a sanguinary mask. Going through the steps, the hellmouth seals up. The riverboat gutters back to death and taps against the pier. And that is part 1 of the Taggart murder mystery.
Friend, I'm here to tell you, sanctuary is getting harder and harder to find these days. Evil lurks around every corner and stands at every crossroad. All I know is there's safety in numbers, so pull those close to you even closer. Hold on to them tight. And keep your radio tuned here to AM 72 WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County. Until the next time, listeners, this is Henry Blackwood saying, may the Almighty keep us all safe in these troublesome times.